Good Friday afternoon, everyone. Scott G here with the Simple Trading Life. Welcome to our Friday live stream. I'm just a couple minutes late. Had a little bit of technical difficulty. I tried to go live and it said that there was some error. So I got back out, canceled everything out, restarted, and here we are. So not sure what that was all about. But here we are, ready to go. Let me bring everybody up on my screen. It says we got some folks in here. Welcome to those of you who are here already. I'm sure we'll have some more joining us. This will be a really quick edition today. I'm waiting on some phone calls that actually could be coming in anytime, but I think we'll have enough time to do some quick analysis and get everybody set up for the end of the day. So we'll just wait a minute or two and let some folks join us. There's a couple more. And let me trying to stretch my screen out just a little bit because I want to show everybody some price action here. And this is being recorded, so obviously if anybody shows up late or misses it today, they can always watch the recording later. So let's go ahead and get started. If we come over here, right here, this was the first candle of the day. And as you can see, covered some territory. And we had quite a bit of whipsaw. It went up. It went all the way down to the 20, then it came up and it kind of waffled in here for a while, and then it ended as a green candle, and that was our opening 30-minute candle of the day. Now that was following, though, this candle right here, which had come all the way down, ended up red. So you can see the kind of area that we whipsawed from here down to here and then all the way back up. I know some folks in our room were getting chopped up a little bit. But most of the folks in our room were getting out with nice tight stops, which is what they should be doing, protecting their capital. Also, I think this is the 8:30 candle right here. It is. So here we had some negative PPI numbers come out this morning, and of course negative numbers, but we ramped, right? So we went right up here to the 31.4150 resistance level. Pulled back a little bit, made another attempt, came back, made another attempt. And that's when it flushed down to here, back up to here, back down to here, and then back up. So lots of whipsaw, lots of whipsaw. It's tough, tough, tough to trade, even for the most experienced traders. Then we went right up here to this level of structure, which goes back over, I'll show you where. From the bottom of this V right here, this pivot, and if you just draw this little box straight across, which I do for the folks in my community, you can see it was tested here, it was tested here, it was tested here. All three of these candles tested it. Then we come back over, test it again, and then finally we popped above it. And this red line right here, that's the top of the expanding range, which we had dropped back into. Then it rejected, came down here. It actually came all the way down here, but it held the 200 SMA, and then currently we're moving back up again. Now, one of the things that you can do to just, again, kind of keep in your mind, what are we really doing right now? Let me get the right tool so I can show everybody this. Moving a little bit slow right now, so I apologize. There we go. So all you have to do is just sort of draw you a trend line here. Okay, from down here now, it won't let me go all the way down into here. So I'm just drawing it from where I can. But as you can see, we just steadily been moving up. Even when we came back down, we didn't break through, and then we kept on going. Okay, then we got up here. Now remember, we use RSI for momentum. So if you're new, We do not use it for oversold or overbought. We use it for momentum, and we use it with a 60-40. And if we're above 60, which you see how it changes red right here, that is showing that momentum is strong to the upside. So you're really not looking to go against this, right? Even when you see a signal like this, until it would break something like this 200 and hold. So what we mean by a break and a hold is it would break and close below, then maybe it would come back and retest it from underneath and then go lower. But once you're up in here, until something changes, okay, you're still looking for price to continue upward, and that's exactly what it has done. See, we got a couple new people, so welcome. Now, earlier when we broke here, I said this would be potentially a good place to try to go long, and I had a profit target of 31.6575. And I tried it. I tried to enter like just past this red line, which again is the top of the broadening formation, and it started to go my direction. It started to go up, but then it quickly reversed and I got stopped out. I had moved my stop into profit though, so I got stopped out for a $50 gain, but it was still a stop out because I was looking to get up here, and we went right to, if you look up there, you can see it right here. We went right up to 31.6575 before a little pullback, right to the tick of my desired take profit target. But I wasn't in the trade. Okay, but hopefully maybe somebody in my community, they might have caught some of that. But what I was looking for was once we broke and held, I should say, use correct grammar, the top of this range, I thought it was highly likely that we were going to get up into here, okay, and possibly even up into here. Okay, this is a level of structure, and you can see it's been respected. And then we also, that's why I leave these channels or these trend lines on here for a little while. Even though we dropped underneath this upward trend line channel, okay, I leave it on there because why? Well, we broke, we came back up and tested it. Okay, came back up and basically got close to testing it again. Now it looks like we're coming back up and maybe going to test it again. And it's kind of confluent right here with this level of structure. So in the room, I always tell the folks in my community, know your surroundings. Okay, know your surroundings. Look for potential obstacles. Look for things that would also be potential take profit targets. Look at momentum. That's all we use this for down here, is a momentum indicator. Okay, again, we don't use it in its traditional sense. And look, if you go back to let's look, I bet you it's about 2:30. Yep. If you go back to about 2:30 in the morning, okay, ever since then, we are moving to the upside. We are moving to the upside. So momentum, this is price momentum. Okay, it's nice and gradual. We actually like that. Okay, when you see these types of things, look right above it. Look what happened. Boom, big drop, big bounce, okay? Things happen quickly. Things happen quickly. These gradual climbs, and as you can see, I do this again for the folks in the room. Just do this and draw it to right at current price. That'll tell you your trend. Right? That's the easiest way to do it without trying to do higher highs and higher lows or how many legs up or whatever you want to do. They're all correct, by the way. They're all correct. This is the easiest. Okay, this is the most simple basic way to know how you're trending. Pick the lowest recent point from a move down, and now you're moving the other direction. If it was a downside move, you'd take the most recent highest point and then just draw it straight to current price. And then that'll tell you exactly what you're doing in terms of trend. Right? We're trending up. But as you can see, I'm going to leave this on here for just a second. As you can see, we've been above and below, above and below, above and below, above and below, all the way up. difficult to trade. This type of action right here is difficult to trade. Okay, that's why I haven't been very aggressive today. I haven't been trying to take a lot of trades today. Just not the right kind of action, right? Over here, we were all over this. We were also all over the bounce. Okay, much easier to read, much easier to trade. And again, we take it out in chunks. We don't necessarily try to catch it from here all the way down to here, okay? Right? We take it out in chunks. But when you see this, you know what the overall trend is, but just look at the action. Look how it's all over the place, and you see lots of big tails, both topping tails and bottoming tails. That just tells you it's very difficult. It's very difficult. So I like to be honest with the people who follow me and my members. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there, they would say, oh man, you know, we were all over this. You know, we're catching all. There's no way they're catching all of that, right? When you get stuff like this right here, it's stopping 90 to 95% of the people out without a doubt. Okay, it doesn't even usually take anything that severe to stop people out, okay, or to make them nervous. So like I was telling everybody in the room today, let's go back. I'm going to do this. Well, I'm going to have to auto zoom. Give me a second. It's moving so slow. Let me auto zoom. All right, this will be a little bit better. Okay, this kind of action right through here. Let me do this. I'll make it even easier. Because I just want to show you, and I pointed this out in the room this morning, how difficult this can be. So let's go from right here. There we go. All right. See this action right in here where I just drew this box. Okay, we just come off of a strong move to the upside, and then look what we did. Again, down, up, big down, big up, down again. And then we came back up, we kind of ranged for just a little bit, hour and a half, and now we have been climbing. But this right in here, so hard to trade. Okay, it's very difficult to trade. Now, I'm not saying you can't catch and make profits. You absolutely can. But these moves, a lot of them, short burst up, short burst down, they happen so quickly that most retail traders, they just panic, right? And in a way, they should, right? Because really, if there's no clear direction or clear signal, you shouldn't have been in the first place. But when this starts to go green, everybody's like, yeah, you know, we're gonna take off here, you know, based off of what they've seen ahead of there. And so they start buying, but unfortunately, most of them are buying up here, and then all of a sudden it reverses quickly. And so they all get out, right? They all stop out. Okay, then it starts coming down this way, and it starts getting down here, and they start buying short. They start entering short down here, and then all of a sudden it bounces quickly this way. They stop out, stop. Okay, then it starts to come this way. Oh, okay, I see what they're going to do. They are going to take it up. They were just trying to fool me right here. So then they start entering along here. We get up here, and then boom, big flush to the bottom. It's just this never-ending repeating process. They stop out again. Then it starts getting way down here. Oh, I'm going to go short. Okay. Oh, this was the trick. This was the trick. I'm going to go short. So then they start buying short way down here, and the same exact thing happens. It bounces on them. They get stopped out. Now, by then, most of them are just like either out of money or they're like, I'm done for the day. Okay, and then it comes all the way up here. Then it comes all the way back down. Then it goes up again. So even though this is moving up, and that's why I left this trend line on here so you could see that. Even though it's moving up, do you see how difficult that is? And as I talk you through it, some of you probably were involved in that this morning, right? Well, it's going this way, you buy, and then you get stopped out. Oh, no, it's going the other way, you buy, you get stopped out. And you just do it over and over and over again until you're either out of money or you're so frustrated that you're like, that's it, I'm done for the day. So I wanted to be able to show everybody that in the limited time that we have. Let me remove this. And I'm going to remove this. Everybody knows what we're doing right now. Okay, so now I can kind of squeeze this back in a little bit. Okay, as you can see, we got right up here, 31.65.75, which was my target, and look at that. So far, it hasn't been able to get through there. It has not been able to get through there. Squeeze it in a little bit more if I can. It is just moving so slow. Okay, so let me show you what I was doing. I always like to have a target slightly before where I think it might get to, right? Because there could be a lot of orders waiting up here. Okay, if there's aggressive sellers, they might be waiting right here where I have this box drawn. I have it drawn there for a reason, right? That's the top of this structure level, and it's already been respected before. See? It's already been respected before. Here, look at all these candles, then all these candles. Slide back over, okay? Here, then it's come down, now it's coming back up. So I was basically using the bottom of this wick here as sort of a gauge of, hey, this would be a good place to get out. This would be a good place to take profit if you're long here, because if you get up in here, you don't want this to happen, right? Look what happened the last time we were up here. Boom, huge drop, right? So you don't want that to happen to you. So that's why I always give conservative targets, and this one just happened to hit right to the tick. That's a little bit of luck, all right? Again, there's a lot of these guys out there that'll say, oh, it hit right to the tick, that's how good I am. Okay, you know, maybe. I had no idea it would hit right to the tick. In fact, I assumed it would probably get up here a little bit more and then probably take a bounce. But it hit right to where I had the price target. So if somebody was using that, they could have got out right there before it kind of bounced down a little bit against them, which about $4. Went about $4 against them once it got right up here. But it hasn't done this yet. Okay, which it could, right? This right up here tells us there was a ton of selling pressure in this level of structure the last time we were here. Does that mean that it'll still be here when we get here this time? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Now, a couple of other things. I see we got a few new people here. Welcome. Please give us a thumbs up. Another thing I want to point out. On a bigger scale, look at this W pattern we have here. Okay? I don't think I need to draw it in. And we just came off of an M, okay, which is nothing more than basically a double top. Okay, CRM. And we know once the bottom of the V portion gets taken out, you are highly likely to at least make it back to the origin of the move, which would be right in here, which we made easily. Okay, now from a bigger perspective, and what I mean bigger is just this is a bigger W. Look at this. Down, back up, back down, back up. Look where we're at. We're back to the origin of the move. Now this part of this W, okay, is way up here. That's not giving you as much of a reward up here, but that's still pretty good. The high here is 31.54.50. If it makes it all the way up here, it's 31.67. So that's $13, right? But you can also be trading signals all the way up through here. Okay. Here, right here, see that? It's a shooting star after a nice move up. Then we got a nice move down. Okay, that would have been a beautiful signal there. I already told you want to stay away from this kind of stuff. Let's see here. We got a little bit of a base there, so somebody could have looked to go long right here. The only thing is right up here is probably where you'd want to look for a bounce against you, right? So you'd want to take profit somewhere before there, you know, kind of like where I have that alert set right now. I have that alert set just to let me know that we're entering that structure level. And then if I'm doing something else, I can either bring it up on my phone or my computer. And at that point, you know, see, are we going to get a bounce against us, or does it look like it starts to penetrate in deep? It penetrated deep last time, see that? But we still got the huge sell-off. Okay, it doesn't always mean, you know, when aggressive sellers are waiting, it doesn't always mean that the second it touches that level or a zone or an area that it's just going to shoot away, right? Sometimes, like here, it got up near the top, then it kind of rested, and then it sold off. So you just have to be ready, and that's why I like to use alerts. Now, I want to look at a couple of other things before we wrap up today, and I apologize, I got to be quick. In fact, the person that I'm waiting on, I already seen, he emailed me saying, hey, I'm ready to have a conversation, so I'm going to have to get off here before too long. But let's look at a couple of things. I want to show you Tesla, which was on our watch list today. And again, I apologize that Thinkorswim is moving this slow. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Today, it's moving extremely slow. All right, so let's look at Tesla. Let me get even a little bit closer. All right, so here's Tesla. Now, first of all, let's look at the bigger picture just on the screen. We came down here. We sort of J-hooked right here off of the 20. Excuse me. For those of you who don't know what a J-hook is, let me do this. I'm going the wrong way, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, a J-hook is when you come down, you hold the 20, it curls, and it slingshots you off, and so it's sort of forming a J. All right, so here's, remember, this is the daily chart. We kind of J-hooked off, and then what did we do? What is this right here? Okay, those of you who are in my community, you should know exactly what you're looking at, right? And if not, you're going to start learning it, right? If you're new. We had a rally, base, rally, okay? So here was our J-hook, but this was our rally, base, rally, right? So what we were looking for here was our signal today. It was an inside candle that also happened to be a hammer. We actually had sort of a hammer looking spinning top, then not really a hammer. The wick needs to be a little bit longer here because of the size of the body, but here this is like a hammer doji. So 3 times, you see this? And I saw people over the last few days on Twitter, they were basically saying, oh, it can't go higher. Look, it can't go higher. Look, it can't go higher, because they keep seeing it try, and then it was rejected, but then it would come back up. It would try, it would get rejected, and it would come back up. It would try, get rejected, and come back up. That's actually a bullish signal, not bearish, right? We look at these 3 bottoming tails, and we see very little wick to the top of these. That tells us that the buyers, and we know from where we've come, and again, come down here, look, this nice gradual climb. Nice gradual climb, and it's over 60, which tells us until something dramatically changes, momentum is strong to the upside. Please forget about overbought and oversold. Please just get that out of your mind. Okay, I want you to look at how long it has been in what RSI would call overbought conditions. Over a month. And I could go back. It might have even been a lot longer than that. Okay, look at this. Anywhere where you see that it's red, okay, that's technically in over what they would consider overbought conditions. It can stay overbought for a long, long time. That's why I say you just don't use this like this. We use it for momentum. What this is telling us is, hey, we were already in a, again, quote unquote, their words, not ours, overbought condition. And look at this, we're still going strong. We're still moving up. So you start to put all this together. We have our rally, base, momentum, moving up. When it takes out the top of this, which was 1408.56, so just even be conservative, say 1408.60, that's your trigger. And we've been as high as 1497.96 today, so almost 98, so almost $90 from our trigger on Tesla. $90 from our trigger. And this is nothing but just simple, basic analysis. There is nothing complicated about this. Okay, again, we J-hooked, then we have this strong rally, then we base, right? Then we base. And we look at these candles, and all three of these candles are telling us one thing. They're not saying, if you look at these candles and in your mind you're saying, uh-oh, I think we're about to fall off the edge here, then you're reading it incorrectly. We're resting. There's some profit taking going on from this long run up, but every time, okay, it would go up, it would reject and would come down, it would push right back up. Would go up, reject, go down, and push right back up. Go up, reject, go down, and push right back up. Okay, 3 days in a row. So we got our nice rally, base, rally. It's just, I'm telling you, that's as simple as it gets, right? That's why it was on our watch list this morning. That's why it was on our watch list. These are the kind of signals that you're really looking for. An inside hammer, it's a hammer doji, but an inside hammer, okay, after a couple of days like this, after this strong rally, man, that's almost like blinking red light, hey, look at me, okay? We're ready to take off here. Yes, Bull's still in control, for sure. Absolutely. Fablano, I think, I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name, but you're absolutely correct. There's nothing here that told us that bears were taking charge. Nothing. Okay, just because you see red, I know there's a lot of guys out there, some of them that I really respect, teachers, that they don't like red and green candles because they know that sometimes, especially novice traders, because they're just taught green is good, red is bad, they won't trade with red and green, they'll trade with this black and white, or hollow or filled, or they'll take the green and red out of it because they know that too many people, they see red and they just automatically in their mind think, okay, we've got to be going down. Red is bad, green is good. And so they've been thinking, like a lot of people on Twitter were saying, we were about to kind of fall off the cliff here. I even saw some people saying, oh, we'll be back under 1,000 tomorrow, meaning today. They were saying this yesterday. And no, we're up around 1,500 now. So just read the charts correctly. Just read the charts correctly. Let me go back. We'll take one more quick look here at ES. And once again, I do apologize. I have no idea why my Thinkorswim is moving this slow. It hasn't moved this slow all day. I don't use it a ton. I just only use it for charting and analysis. I don't do any trading. And I'm starting to mess around with a different platform that I may switch over to for charting and analysis, but it can get frustrating. All right, so here we are. We're just starting the 230 candle right here. And let's look here. We went inside. All right, so inside, this is sort of like a hammer-like shooting top, spinning top. So now what we're looking for is if we get above here, right, we should take off. However, right, we just got to be careful. We have to know our surroundings. And what do we have right above us, if this thing would ever catch up? It's like it's totally frozen now. I apologize, guys. It's like frozen up. But anyway, right above us is this level of structure and this upward uptrending channel. So even if we take these out, like if we had nothing above us, that would be, without a doubt, that would be a go long signal. But because we have that stuff above us, we have to be careful. And it's a Friday, right? Anything can happen on a Friday. And we know what happened. I don't know if it's going to let me. There we go. Now it's moving. And we know what happened the last time we got up in here. We sold off big time. All right. So hopefully everybody can see that. I know this was quick today. We've only been on here a half an hour, a little over half an hour. But I do have some stuff I have to take care of. Just remember also, here's the bigger W. We've already got back up to the origin of the move, which is right up in here. I mean, if you're close, okay, that's good enough, right? It may still get up in here. It could go higher, right? But it could also get up in here and then reject. And, you know, if you're long, you don't want to see this. But if you're waiting to go short, okay, there may be some opportunity when it gets up in here. You have to understand what's going on at that same time. Let's see, 3170, absolutely, okay? That's right in our area. Absolutely, 3170 is right here in our area. And look, okay, here's 3170, right? It's right across here. And look what is also there, the upward trend channel. So it had been acting as support. Now it's been acting as resistance. So if we get up in here, we're not only in the level of structure, we also have the underside of this channel, which could act as resistance. Okay? But we also have to keep in mind, we can't discount everything, or like we can't discount other things. We also know that we've tested this area and the bottom of this channel several times. So in theory, the more times something is tested, the weaker it gets. Okay, right as we're talking about it here, it's getting up here right now. It's trying to break above. Okay, we can watch it for a minute or two, and then I'm going to have to jump off here. So let's see if it like kind of shoots up into this area here. Oh, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. We're just all here to, you know, help everybody learn and hopefully help people become consistently profitable. All right, so right here, you see, it didn't trigger this yet, but it got right up to it. Let's see. Got up to 3166.75. So I have this set to trigger at 3167, and that would let me know that we're starting to get into the structure level. But it's trying here. We'll watch it just for a minute or two, and if it just starts waffling, then you guys can watch it once we get off here, because I do have a phone call I got to make. So it went right up to it, and it's kind of pulled back a little bit. See that? It's down to 3165.50, now 75. Okay, waffling, for those of you that don't know, is when price just starts going like this. Usually within a couple dollar range. It'll get to a certain, you know, structure level. Okay, this is a structure level, or an area, a line of support or resistance, or it could be a moving average, and it'll get there and you'll notice it just stops and it starts doing this. We call that waffling. Okay, that is also something that should tell you I need to be careful here. So if you're long in a situation like that, let's just say you're long here. All right, I'm telling everybody you would be very cautious. I wouldn't be interested in a long right here. But if you are and you're long and you get there and it starts doing this, that is a signal that you better be careful, and maybe, you know, maybe have your stop. Maybe if your stop's down here, maybe move it up a little bit, right, to minimize losses, just in case, you know, it waffles, and then boom, because that's what happened right here. We were watching this in the room in the SimpleTradingLife.com community. we were watching this right here, and look, we were green, 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 and this was green, but all of a sudden it just started going back and forth between the red line here and the top, and then all of a sudden it just dropped, and it dropped right down to the 200. And I mean, it happened in like a minute or two. So it just waffled right here. That was about a $3 or $4 range that waffled, 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 and then it just dropped. Okay, so you got to be careful. I'm just trying to, give you guys some tips. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. My time is what I'm here for, is to try to give you guys my time. So anybody out there, if you're not in our community, go to simpletradinglife.com, click on the free chat room button, come join us. Everything is free. All the content is free. There's nothing, no strings attached. It's just a community of traders, people that want to get better, want to be more consistently profitable. And if you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and turn on that notifications bell. And anytime I ever go live, you'll be notified. You can jump on with us. And I go live about 4 days a week. There's usually maybe a day or two if I have something going on, I can't go live. But usually some weeks every day, some weeks 3 days, but I'd say on average about 4 days a week. And it's typically around this same time. So thank you so much for joining us. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.